Hello again, everyone, and welcome again to A Shortstop with a Shortstop. Today we're going to talk a little bit about names and maybe a few nicknames.
And the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall arise, no
But what's in a name? There was a guy by the name of Stan Musial, played for the St. Louis Cardinals. He had a nickname. He was the Man. Willie Mays with San Francisco Giants, they called him the Say Hey Kid. Cal Ripken Jr., they called him the Iron Man because he'd played in over 3,000 straight games, which is absolutely unbelievable. And then you have Joe DiMaggio, played for the New York Yankees. They called him the Splendid Splinter. Ty Cobb, who Pete Rose broke the hit record from him, and they called him the Georgia Peach. Then you had the infamous Babe Ruth, which was called the Sultan of SWAT, or sometimes they called him the Bambino, but he had several different nicknames. But if we look in the Bible, in Mark chapter 3 and verse 17, we have James and John, which were two of the apostles, but they were called the Sons of Thunder. Then if you look in Acts chapter 4 and verse 36, we have a man by the name of Barnabas, but he's called the Son of Encouragement. Names have common sense to them. A bride would wear the name of her husband. If you put a signature on a check, if you write a check, you want your name on that check if it's being written to you. If you have a house or some land, and on that deed it shows ownership on whose name is on there, and if that is your land on that deed, you would want your name on there. In Matthew chapter 16 verse 18, Jesus says, I will build my church, singular. He says he's only going to build one. But the thing about it, which one is that, and what name has it been given? And if we look in Romans chapter 16, verse 16, it says, the churches of Christ salute you. And if we're going to look and try to find the church that Jesus built, we have to go back to the scriptures to find it, and specifically to find the name. And there are some man-made institutions out here in the world today, and I want to tell you about a couple of them here. In the year 606, in the city of Rome, a man by the name of Boniface III, which was the first pope, and he started the Roman Catholic Church, and it cannot be traced any farther back than that. It was a man-made institution. In the year 1520 AD, in Germany, a man by the name of Martin Luther started the Lutheran Church. In England, in 1534, Henry VIII started the Episcopalian Church, and it can't be traced any farther back than that. And in 1607, a man by the name of John Smythe in Holland started the Baptist Church, and the Baptist Church cannot be traced any farther back than that. And in America, Joseph Smith started the Latter-day Saints, which is called the Mormons, and this was in 1830, and it cannot be traced any farther back than that. In 1866, Mary Baker Eddy started the Christian Scientist Church in America, and it can't be traced any farther back than that. And if you look at 1872, also in America, Charles T. Russell started the Jehovah's Witness Church, and it can't be traced any farther back than that. But the church that Jesus built, that we heard he said he would do in Matthew 16:18, I will build my church, singular, was started in the year AD 33 when he went to that cross and he gave himself up, gave his blood for the church. He bought it with a price. And when he was resurrected and Peter preached that first gospel sermon on the day of Pentecost, 3,000 souls were baptized, and that was where the church started. And that's where it needs to be traced back to. And the functions of the church, how it worships, how it's organized, and the way that the Bible says that it's supposed to be, book, chapter, and verse. And the name that it is given is the Church of Christ. And it's a name that shows ownership. The one that bought it, the one that paid for it, the one that sacrificed for it. And in Acts chapter 11 and verse 26, it says they were first called Christians in Antioch. We want to be nothing more and nothing less than a Christian, and try to do the best that we possibly can by reading the Bible and understanding it and trying to get to heaven. And that's what we want everybody to do. And if you would, read the Bible and try to understand what the name of the church that Jesus paid the price for is. And it's not a man-made name. It has to be a biblical name. And it doesn't have a nickname, but it's the Church of Christ. And let me implore you, in your area, find a Church of Christ and get involved, and I guarantee you, you will not regret it. Thank you again for being with a Shortstop with a Shortstop.